We will open the line. If you have any question, you could call on 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580, and we'll be taking your call live on the air. Okay. All right. First, let's start with some of the scams that's out there. This week, I received a notification from Social Security about a $600 that everyone will be receiving. Now, let me say this again. If ever there's going to be money that's going to be given out of the thin air, there's a process that the federal government go through. First of all, it has to be approved. After its approval, then they will definitely be announced on the different news and on social media. So, and most likely you could go on the site of Social Security and verify it that yes, this amount is coming to you, and here's the reason why. And that, there's always a reason that's attached to it. For example, when they say that we're going to give a cost of living adjustment, they tell you the reason why, that you're receiving this percentage of a cost of living adjustment. So do not give anyone your they already have your phone number and your address probably. They have your name. So do not share your Social Security number with anyone. Do not share your date of birth with anyone. Because you see, these individuals, what they have done is purchase a list. That list have your name on it, your address, and your date of birth. There's a list that for anyone that's turning 65, you could purchase that list, and that's why a lot of you that's about to turn 65, you're getting a lot of phone calls. You're getting a lot of mails. Because they purchased a list with turning 65, and now they're going to start targeting these people. And the reason for is because you, as a new person to Medicare, these agents are getting paid more money for you. So therefore, there's an interest there for them to make the investment, purchase the list. But there's some other people that has other vendettas. Other vendettas may not be the proper word. Other motive. That's the word we're looking for. Other motives, and their motive is not genuine. Their motive is to scam you. I like the word English because translated in Creole, it doesn't really have a punch as much as the English word scamming. Okay? These are folks that wakes up every morning with the sole purpose of getting a few people, getting their information, and scam them. And whether it's going into your information, your Social Security information, and to the point that these individuals having all those information, and especially for those of you who's not knowledgeable with technology, with computers. So therefore, even if somebody have reached to the point that they're successful and steal your identity, you will never find out until it's too late. Recently, I had an individual who came to us and talked about how they stole his medical information. And when he went to the doctor, they had his name, all his information, but they had a different address. So once they get your information, they could go in and change your address, change their address to you. And so all the mails that's coming in is going straight to them. And so you're not aware until that something happened while you on the road, God forbid, and um, police stop you, and then find out that it's a different phone number, it's a different person that's there. So we encourage you to be vigilant about sharing your information. Do not share your information, such as even your name. And in certain cases, they may have the last four digit of your social security. So they need the first five. So you want to make sure that that information is, you don't provide it to them. There's another scam that's out there also. They will tell you it's your bank. You have an account there. We want you to verify the information that we have. So when that happens, you go in and give them your social security, and bam, you're done. So be very careful. Be very careful. I think we took a good amount of time going over those information with you. The $600 that they're talking about, you're not getting any $600. And if you go on the web if you call Social Security, that's one of the first information that they will have when before they transfer you to wherever you need to be transferred. So be very careful. And if you have any question, you could always call me 954-667-4885, 954-667-4885, and I'll be more than happy to answer your question. Now, we did say that we're going to discuss Medicare. Medicare is a very important subject because there is, once you become 65 and you're eligible for Medicare, then you have the possibility of joining Medicare at the age of 65. First of all, before we do that, let me give you a small history about it. I believe Medicare was signed into law under, I believe it was President, I forgot the president, but I believe it's Johnson. So the sole purpose of Medicare and retirement benefits, Social Security, was to provide help to seniors once they reach their retirement age, that they don't fall by the wayside, and you have seniors that's retired and now they living in poverty. So they came with the whole idea of Social Security, and with Social Security that allow you to put money aside. They took a percentage, I believe the percentage is 1.29%, that they took from you, so that you can, when you reach an age of, at the time, 65, so the age 65 now, you could get full retirement. Now, in 1986, the government decided that something has to be done with Social Security and Medicare, because you're going to have an influx in the next 20 years of what we call the baby boomers. The baby boomers, I believe the baby boomers starting from 1950, 57, I believe it's 57 to the late 60s. I could verify that information. But that generation, they call it the baby boomers because our parents was having a lot of children. So those children, when they got into the workforce, there was an influx of income that was coming into Social Security, that was coming for Medicare. Those people that's paying into Social Security and Medicare, they were not at the age where they could collect any benefits. So they just start billing their credits at that time. So our parents now was the one that's starting to go into retirement. Or our parents. So now the baby boomers are paying for our parents that's taking retirement benefits and Medicare. So there was a surplus of money that's sitting there. I think that at some point the federal government borrowed from that fund. So that's why we're at the point where now you will hear that by 2000, last we had an estimation by 2030 that the funds, Congress would have to fund those two programs, otherwise they would run out of funds. Fortunately, every time that we get close to that, something is done, and we never reach that point because there's money that's coming in from everyone that's working, actually. But right now, the fact that you have baby boomers at a large quantity receiving benefits, so our kids now that are working to pay into those funds, we were, I don't know if it's smart, but the baby boomers didn't produce too many children. And I would go to say that you would find that the baby boomers will have an average of 3 children per household. So that took away from the revenues that was going into Social Security, that was going into Medicare. And they have less revenue going in and more people receiving benefits. So because of that, now what they had to do was find a solution. And the solution they set down in 1986 is simply that to extend the retirement age. 1986, when they signed it into law, there was not a big fanfare for everybody to know about it. It was done very quiet, and we were not aware of it till about I would say 5 years ago. 5 years ago, 2019, you start hearing about, well, starting next year, retirement, your full retirement age will be changed from 65 to 66, and they will increase 2 months every year after that till you reach 67. So that's a way to kick the can down the road, in order to allow less people collecting their retirement benefits, and to allow more money to stay in the funds, so that they could the seniors that are receiving benefits, they could continue to receive their benefits. 954-667-4885. 954-667-4885. It's a great history lesson. So now we have Medicare. What I want you to know that before you sit down and apply for Medicare, if you're lucky enough to sit down in front of me, then my question to you is, 1, are you still working? 2, how much money do you make a year? And the reason for that is simply this. They increased the full retirement age, but they never touch Medicare. What to do about Medicare? Because Medicare Part A, which is for hospital, You already pay for it while you're working, and if you continue to work, you're still paying into it. That's a different subject because I cannot understand why when you reach 65 and you continue to work, while they're still getting funds from you for Part A Medicare. So they still, while you continue to work, as long as you work, they will be collecting Medicare from you. But that's for Part A. Part B, you start paying into it once you start receiving benefits. For example, Part B this year is $174.70. And there's a penalty in the event that you did not apply for Medicare on time. Now, you'll hear some people will tell you it's 3 months ahead or 3 months after. So, in reality, you have 3 months after you turn 65 to apply for Medicare. Otherwise, you're going to be penalized 10% for every month that you are alive. Wow. Just saying it like that is scary. 10% for every month that you are alive. So to make it another way for you that's you might understand it better, you are going to be charged, let's say for example, you're getting $1,500 from Social Security. Well, they're going to deduct from that $1,500 $150 a month from your paycheck. So now you're left with $1,350. So you're left with $1,350, $1,350. So if you take that 150 times 12, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money that you could have put to better use instead of leaving that money for the federal government to put it back into that pot or put it someplace else. So we want to encourage you 3 months before that you apply for your Medicare. But if you're working, you're going to continue to work, you still have to apply. You apply for the Part A because if you remember, we had Suzella on with us a few weeks ago, and she mentioned that it's not every single insurance company that Medicare approves of. So just to be on the safe side, you apply because it's not costing you anything. You already paid for it. So the Part A is covering you for the hospital. Now, once you decide let's say you decide that you're going to take your retirement benefits at full retirement age. And if we're going for this year, anybody that was born in 1959, their full retirement age is 66 and 10 months. So if you decide you're going to take it in 66 and 10 months, then when you come back to me or you go back to Social Security, then they will apply for retirement benefits and they will add the Part B in there at the same time. Because now they're going to take the premium for Part B from your Social Security. Now, some of you, I believe that the vast majority of baby boomers, especially the one that's going into taking full retirement, those of you that was born in 1958, 59, I venture to say 57 also. Right now, the average Social Security income that an individual receiving from Social Security is 1,685. It is literally almost triple the amount when I first started in this business. When I first started in this business, the average people was receiving was $600 to $700 a month, and we probably had more seniors living in poverty than ever before. And that's one of the reasons why they came out with the Medicare Advantage plan. That's one of the reasons why they had to make adjustment in Part D, the Part D Medicare, and that's one of the reasons they had to come in with, I think it was under Bush, the son, came out with low income subsidies because seniors was going in debt in terms of the prescription drugs. And I think my legacy, if I have to talk about one of the things that I'm proudest of in terms of my legacy, is that we went out in the community and start to help individuals that had Medicare and didn't know what to do with it, and make sure that they had a place to go. But most importantly, apply for Medicaid for them, apply for food stamp for them, and that facilitate them to join a Medicare Advantage plan and get all these benefits that otherwise, without the knowledge that I was blessed with. And I'll always give credit to this young man that I spoke on the phone with that told me, yes, you could apply by yourself for these individuals for Medicaid and food stamp. So we were able to do that, and I think that sustained my business for the length of time that I've been in this business. Because the first priority was to help. If you have a mentality to help, then that way you will be succeed. A lot of people want to come in for the sake of the profit. That's a different conversation, because we all are blessed with a gift. We all are placed to do a job, and I believe that was my job, my calling, and I thank God for that. So the Medicare is very important. You have that, and if you're not going to take your retirement at the age of 65, you're going to wait. Then you apply for Medicare Part A, and wait for when you're taking your full retirement, you could apply for Medicare Part B. Those are the options that you have when sitting down for Medicare. So, again, you could always reach me at 954-667-4885, 954-667-4885. If you need more, if you have questions, you need information. We want to offer you that opportunity to make sure that you are making the right decision when it comes to that. Now, there's another options that you have. If you are working and you're making, right now it's less than $1,650 a month, then we have the possibility of applying for Medicare Saving Program for you. Medicare Saving Program now this is an application that goes to the state. The state will pay the Part B premium for you. And at that point, yes, you could have both Part A and Part B, We haven't gone into Part C and Part D. And yes, but at that time, then you'll have the Part C, you'll have the Part D, and be able to put a Medicare Advantage plan with it so you could have full coverage. I think we should take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll come back with more information. I want to get into survival benefits. I feel that it's very important that we talk about survival benefits more often because we may have someone that we love, we care about, that may be in need of that information. So when we get back, we're going to talk about survival benefits. Listen to Source of Information. We'll be back in a few minutes. We are back. All right, let's talk about survival benefits for the rest of the time we have. We encourage you to call on encourage you to call on 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. We are streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. So share that information with your friend so that they will have this information readily available to them at any given time. And I would like to welcome back every one of you that has subscribed. We encourage you to subscribe. And let me tell you the importance of subscribing to this show so that you could get this show every time that it's available. It'll come directly to your inbox and you're able to view it at your own time. And not only that, you could save it. Listen, this information that you're getting, it's timeless. Yes, there may be some changes about the Part B premium, because the Part B premium, we'll talk about that, how next year is going to be 185, because of cost of living adjustment, when they give you an increase, they increase the Part B premium. But all the other information that we're talking about, it's going to stay the same. For retirement age, for everyone that's 60, that was born in 1960 and up, it's going to be 67. So what are we looking at? We're looking at information that's timeless. If you come back 10 years from now and listen to this, I may look a little older, but 10 years from now, this information will still be relevant. So we encourage you to subscribe. I'm getting calls from people that... I got a call from a gentleman that was born in 1962. And he wants information. He's inquiring about whether he should take his retirement benefits at the age of 62. So I had to quickly help her understand how much he's going to receive if he takes it early, and if you continue to work, how whatever he makes over the eligibility, income eligibility, then the difference, what they're going to hold back for him. So it is important for you to subscribe. That button in the bottom, if you go to, see this sign in front of me here? Some of you may be able to see it, but send it to your friend. Share it with a friend. And you see it says WSRF 1580 AM. Let me move my head a little bit so you could see for full of it. WSRF 1580 AM. You could go on YouTube and on Facebook and share it with a friend. Share it with a family member. Because right now we're on Facebook, and Facebook is very easy to share with all your friends. And I highly recommend it for some of my friends that right now, you guys are approaching, some of you guys are approaching retirement age. You may have to wait a few more years to go in full retirement age. Some of you guys will be taking it early, but you have to know the information about retirement benefits and Medicare. This is the only place that you will get that information, and then continue to have that conversation with someone that's knowledgeable in this field. I guess sometimes I don't give myself enough credit about my knowledge about Medicare and retirement benefits. But when I sit down and do a really deep dive about this subject, and I find out every time I start talking about it, is that the information just flows freely. So yes, you could call me. When you call me, I'll be more than happy to answer your phone call. Again, you could go on Facebook and YouTube, WSRF 1580 AM. Type that, and you will see my face with this beautiful shirt I'm wearing today. And there's a button in the bottom that says subscribe. Press the button, and they will send it to you, the show to your email every week. Every time we're on the air, we plan on doing certain times that we may come down on different days to do additional show for that particular week if we have a special guest. So we plan on bringing a lot of other information, medical information to you, and we plan on doing that this year also. So don't miss any of it. Okay? I could also be reached at 954-667-4885, 954-667-4885. There's a lot of other news that will be coming in the future. We're going to hold back on that until we see some positive move. But we have a lot of information for you. Let's talk about survival benefits. What is survival benefits? Survival benefits is when a worker, that worker worked to accumulate 40 quarters. Once that worker accumulate 40 quarters, if something were to happen to that individual, then that individual's spouse and children will receive the benefits that he already possessed. Let me go back and say it again for you guys. Survival benefits is when an individual worked and acquired 40 quarters. Now, if he were to die, then his spouse and his children would collect survival benefits. The children will collect survival benefits up till the age of 18. The spouse, at the same time, while those children are collecting benefits, the spouse will also be eligible to be collecting spousal survival benefit as well. Now, she could continue to receive survival benefits for life. In terms of the wife, the only speculation if she start receiving it early, as long as she's not making, she meets the income requirement. And we could go in. Right now, we're just going to give you the. We're going to go into. We're not going to go into all the details in terms of how much the income requirement is, for example, because next year the income requirement will change. Now, the children will receive that their benefits until the age of 18. And normally, I like to take some time to highlight that part. But I used to take a long time to highlight it, and then I've talking to so many listeners, people that I encounter, and when they tell me, well, the husband is no longer around. In this case, mostly the ladies that I've encountered that tell me that they're receiving survival benefits. Or it was one person that when I encountered and she was telling me that her husband had passed, she's a single mom. I said, my first response was, are you receiving survival benefits? And then we got into it, and she said yes, but only for the children. She's not receiving. She's not eligible to receive it because of how much money that she makes. So there's an income variation there. Not variation. There's an income proponent there that, for example, I believe this year is $25,250. So if you're making above $25,000, then no, you're not going to be eligible to receive it, but the children will receive it. And those individuals, when I talked to them, they said, well, that's the money they use to send the kids to private school. So that father have left a legacy. It's a word that I don't think we use too much in our community. And probably with there's a reason why we didn't use it, because a lot of us did not have the means to be able to leave anything behind, or it was not ingrained in our mind that this is something that we must do. I think most parents, if we're going to comment on that, most Haitian parents, their legacy for their children is provide them with a better education. I think I just answered my own question. Their legacy for their children is to provide them with an excellent education. So with the education, it's expected that they will be able to take care of themselves. We often hear about mothers that that's carrying a bucket of waters, selling water to put their kids to school. So I usually say that, I just said that I was not going to go too much about the children. So, yes, you see a lot of parents, that's what they've done. So we're not going to, like I said, go too much into it. The other aspect of it, if the wife does have all the children are grown past the age of 18, then the wife will be able to receive the survival benefit starting the age of 60. Now, starting at the age of 60, they're not going to give you a full 100% because you're taking it earlier. It may be 70, 77%. Whatever it may be, my suggestion to you is take it. Continue to work. Now you're getting that additional income. And as you're getting that income and as you're working, you are growing your credits, your benefits, your own benefits under your own credits is growing. And you have another to file for survivor benefits, you have to go to the Social Security Bureau. Of course, you're going to bring birth certificates, death certificate, and of course, an account number and a routing number where that money should be deposited for you. But you take it and you do what they call a restricted application. A restricted application allows you to, down the line, to go back and said, my benefits is higher than the survivor benefits, so I am going to take my benefits now. You could probably, if we're talking about baby boomers, your retirement, full retirement age will be 67. So at 67, you compare what you're receiving survivor benefits as opposed to the benefits under your own credits, then you make that change. Survival benefits works in a different way also. If we take the same situation, both couples are receiving retirement benefits. The husband's retirement benefits is higher than the wife, or vice versa. The benefits that's higher, the spouse will be receiving it. The amount that's higher, that's the amount that the spouse will receive, the surviving spouse. So he or she will receive the higher amount. Now, if the spouse remarried, no, let me put it a different way. If the two individuals divorced and the surviving ex-spouse is not married, then she's entitled to the surviving benefit as well. Now, if she or he remarried, then he or she will not be entitled to the survivor's benefit. However, if the marriage did not work, he or she could go back to Social Security and said, I've divorced this person, the marriage didn't work, I want to collect survival benefits. He or she will be entitled to the survival benefits. There's also a situation where if this individual has two ex-wives, both ex-wives could collect survival benefits. I tell you what, the information that you guys are getting right now, that's golden. It's golden. And every time that I come on air and discuss survival benefits, I had to thank Benjamin Crump, because it was one day I was going through um, the social media, and he was expressing how people in our community did not know that this benefit as exists, and um, probably there's so many people that could have, when that happened, when they lost their spouse, they could have taken advantage of this benefits, and it would have made life a little easier for them because they have an additional income that's coming in, and they could have provided a better life for the kids. So I always like to give thanks where thanks are due. And when I read that, the first thing I did was like go on Social Security and type survivors benefits and learn more about it. And I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to get on the air and share that information with you guys. I think we spent about a whole maybe 2 weeks just talking about survivors benefits. We hopefully in this month we'll get more into survivor benefits and really getting the do's and the don't. We talk about restricted application. We talk about it's a lifetime. You're getting it for lifetime. They can't take it away from you. So, survivor benefits. Share that information with. There might be somebody that's going through something that lost their spouse and caring for younger children, and they may be eligible for receiving survival benefits. And by you sharing that information with them, makes a huge difference. Not only in their life right now, or the children's or the kids' life for years to come. Because if you have a mother that's really thinking or seeing things differently, what every mother wants better for their children, for their kids or father. So then they're gonna want to do something, whether take that money, put their kids in private school, and give those children the opportunity to better their lives. So share that information with them. On this program, one thing that I'm proud of, we're not selfish. We want to share the information with you, and we invite you to share it with others. And hopefully one day you will say that, just like I'm saying to you, it was a gentleman that speak Creole. When I called DCF, they told me, yes, you could fill out the application yourself for them, for Medicaid and food stamp. And I wish I had taken his name. So one day I could have said, thank you. I'm saying thank you to him now for, on behalf of all the people that I've helped. So think about it this way and do the same. Share this information with someone that may be going through a situation. Like I said, the information that you are getting here, they are timeless. They are timeless. And these information will live on. And probably, and I hope when I'm no longer here, that someone will take those recordings and replay them and continue provide you with that information. Again, my name is Gilbert Franklin. It was a pleasure for me to be here with you this afternoon. I could always be reached at 954-667-4885. 954-667-85. Excuse me, 954-667-4885. I love you guys. A bientôt. Bye-bye.
This is WSRF 1580 AM W258CZ 99.5 FM, Fort Lauderdale, Miami.